Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News at 4:30.
Frankfort police need your help finding a man who robbed an elderly gas station clerk last night.
He was arrested hundreds of miles away. Today, a man accused in Alexian murder faced a judge for the first time. The mother of an accused high school shooter is speaking out for the first time. Hear why she says her 16-year-old son should not be charged as an adult. WKYT News at 4:30 starts now.
Good afternoon to you. Amber Philpott and Sam Dick reporting. As we get closer to people hitting the road for Thanksgiving, we are tracking another storm system that could potentially bring snow to parts of our area.
So let's go straight to our chief meteorologist, Chris Bailey. He's tracking the weather on the First Alert Defender. Are we talking a white Thanksgiving for some?
You know what? For some, it's at least a possibility. It's not going to be for everyone, though. We actually have two systems to bring a little touch of snow to the area over the next 36 hours. The first is a big winter storm that is across the eastern part of the country, and that is going to deliver at least a glancing blow to eastern and southeastern Kentucky. Now, a newly issued winter weather advisory is out for the southeastern corner of the state. Prestonsburg, Pikeville, Hazard, Hindman, we are included in this into parts of Leslie County, Middlesboro, and Pineville for tonight into early on Wednesday. Here is the storm system that is just now coming together. We were tracking the moisture supply with this yesterday that goes all the way into the Pacific Ocean. You know it is loaded for bear, but I want to draw your attention on the back edge of the cloud shield. And notice how it is way back to the west of the actual storm system. Moisture now beginning to break out into parts of New Orleans, into Louisiana and Alabama. That is suggesting that we're going to see a farther westward precipitation shield than you would normally see with a low that tracks across the Outer Banks. And when I saw the temperatures in eastern Kentucky today warmer than the models were indicating, that was the first sign telling me that, yeah, this is probably going to come a little farther to the west because that cold air penetration, at least initially, was not getting as deep to push that storm a little farther offshore. So it is coming together for the potential for some snow into southeastern Kentucky. That is with the first system coming up later tonight and early tomorrow. Then it's another flake maker tomorrow night into Thursday morning, and it looks cold for holiday shoppers, guys. A lot going on, and a lot going on with the actual weather, too. We'll break it all down and try to make sense of it coming up in a bit.
Thanks, Chris. Very busy time. Police in a central Kentucky county are searching for the person who robbed a gas station at knife point.
It happened last night at the Swifty gas station in Frankfort. Police say an elderly gas station clerk was outside when he was approached by someone with a knife who demanded money. As WKYT's Jordan Valines reports, police are now asking for your help in identifying the robber. It's our top story at 4:30.
An elderly gas station clerk held at gunpoint and robbed. That's what Frankfort police say happened here at the Swifty gas station just after 8 last night. Frankfort police believe the robber was hanging around the back of the gas station, watching the clerk and waiting for the parking lot to clear before making his move.
The robber had his identity concealed. He was wearing a black hoodie, had a bandana over his face. He pulled a knife on the clerk and demanded money. As
seen in this video, there was a brief struggle between the two men before the robber grabbed the money and took off, but not before being spotted by a Good Samaritan who then tried to run after him.
The robber was able to jump over a fence, and that's when he lost sight of him. Now, obviously, we don't recommend that you do this. Be a good witness, get as much detail of the suspect and the crime that happened. Let us do the apprehending.
Unfortunately, the suspect hasn't been apprehended just yet, which is why police need your help identifying the man who committed this crime. The suspect is described as a white male about 6 feet tall, weighing around 180 pounds. In Frankfort, Jordan Valines, WKYT.
And police tell us the clerk was not injured during that altercation. A man charged in Alexian murder from this past summer faced a judge today. U.S. Marshals arrested 30-year-old Jeffrey Morris earlier this month in Phoenix, Arizona, after he spent 5 months on the run.
Police say he shot and killed 47-year-old Anthony Carter on Chestnut Street back in June. Our Sean Moody has reaction from the victim's brother about the arrest.
It's been about 5 months now since Anthony Carter was shot and killed on Chestnut Street. I talked with his brother today. He says the family is glad there's been an arrest, but they say a trial will be difficult. Jeffrey Morris is charged with murder and tampering with physical evidence. He pleaded not guilty to those charges at his arraignment this afternoon. Police say he shot and killed Anthony Carter back in June. According to an arrest warrant, the detective says a witness reported seeing Morris arguing with Carter, then said Morris shot Carter and left on a bicycle. The detective said other witnesses told him Morris had admitted to them that he killed Carter. A judge signed the arrest warrant in July, but it wasn't until earlier this month that U.S. Marshals arrested Morris in the Phoenix, Arizona area. He was booked into the Fayette County Detention Center last night. Alfred Jones was Carter's little brother. He said the past 5 months have been hard, and he says the trial will be painful, but he says the family is ready.
This is a whole nother part of the healing process, and we're just ready for this to happen. We'll be at every court date. Everyone he has, we'll be there.
And Morris declined our request at the Fayette County Detention Center. In Lexington, Sean Moody, WKYT.
And Morris will be back in court again December 4th at 8:30. The teenager who police say is behind a Louisville high school shooting will be charged as an adult.
A Jefferson County grand jury made the decision yesterday. 16-year-old Andre Banks was indicted on 6 charges, including assault and wanton endangerment. As Lauren Adams reports, his mother says her son regrets the shooting, and she doesn't believe he should serve time as an adult.
It's a great kid. Great kid.
But that kid, Ebony Pyatt's son, Andre Banks, is now, in the eyes of the court, an adult. Investigators say the 16-year-old fired shots at Fern Creek High School on September 30th, injuring another student and sending a panicked school into lockdown.
Commonwealth of Kentucky versus Andre David Banks.
Pyatt says that's not what's best for her son. She believes, like other juveniles, he should be released at 18.
He misses home. He just want to come home. He's just a child that did a bad thing. He made a wrong decision.
Speaking for the first time, Pyatt says she has no idea where her son got the gun or what prompted that shooting.
I heard from him. If he would have just talked to me and let me know what was going on, it could have ended. I could have took him out of that school.
The victim, 15-year-old Javante Burrows, meanwhile, has not yet returned to school.
Ultimately, he's waiting for the doctors to sort of give him the go-ahead, and we're hopeful that he'll be back in school, before the end of the year.
Nathan Williams represents the Burrows family and says they're pleased with the grand jury's decision.
They're obviously happy to get the process started. I guess the sooner it starts, the sooner they'll have some closure.
I want to tell the family I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I am sorry. He's sorry.
A tragedy Ebony Pyatt is only navigating, thanks in part to her faith.
My faith is strong right now, and I believe God's going to bring my son home.
For now, Banks remains in a juvenile detention center. His mother says she is allowed to visit him 4 times a week for 30 minutes at a time. She says she will visit him next on Thanksgiving.